The Daily Exchange. We're back here talking about cryptocurrency courses. We're with Austin and Nathan here from Blockchain Collective, talking about how to grow the awareness and education of blockchain and all the things about that. We'll see you guys right after this. Welcome back. Guys, we're here with Austin and with Nathan from Blockchain Collective. Welcome to the Daily Exchange, Austin, and welcome, Nathan.
Thanks for
Good to have you guys on board.
Thanks for having us.
These are the guys behind the first company that has got an Australian government accredited course for the application of blockchain technology. What a first. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
Now, just before we get into that, guys, we just want to give you two quick updates. Tonight, in Sydney, the Bitmas party is happening. Come and join us. It is free. I will be presenting the bullish case for Bitcoin. The bullish case for Bitcoin is a new presentation. It's a first for me. It's happening at the Evening Star Hotel on Elizabeth Street. Check it out. It is free, sponsored by the NEM blockchain, the EOS guys as well. It'll be kind of cool. Pretty cool. Come on over and check it out. Moving on, tomorrow. Big day tomorrow to announce we have Craig Wright, the doctor himself, joining us on the Daily Exchange live. Tune in at 8:45 Australian time. It is a little earlier than our regular time. We're going to be talking about the SV Bitcoin Cash fork. We're going to be talking about past stories. He's dialing in from London. He'll be here live. You can put your live stories in. We're talking about N-Chain. We're talking about MetaNet, which is kind of a massive deal. Whether he can pull it off or not, and exactly what's it all about. What's the vision of MetaNet? We've got his patents. I just think there's thousands of patents. I think is incredible.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah,
Crypto.
Nikola Tesla. It's right. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I love him or hate him. You know, I think regardless, let's hear what he's got to say and bring us his insights and his understanding. He's put in a lot of predictions. He's done a lot of great things for the space, and I think it's important that he has a stage and a voice. Remember, tune in tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. Sydney, Australia time. Dr. Craig Wright. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about, guys, the course. You guys have put together a fantastic course. Tell us about the course and what does it cover?
So it's focused on the application of blockchain as opposed to the technical side, because what we find is everyone's all about coding courses and stuff for blockchain. The reality is, so when you're going for adoption of blockchain and integrating it into business, big problem is just because someone's a really good coder doesn't necessarily know mean that they know where it should go in the business. So we're looking from the very strategic aspect of how it affects business, how to build business models around it and things like that. Okay, so it's more, we've got a course curriculum, Joel, if you want to bring that up as well. So it's really the business side of blockchain, you would say, right? Yeah. Now, you're not obviously teaching people to build databases or smart contracts. What would you say are the main applications of the course that the people obviously can walk away from and do? So here we've got the course criteria as well.
The students will walk away really having the strategic thinking on how to apply blockchain. You know, as Nathan said, you know, there's the coding side, but then there's the strategic thinking. So it's more for the strategic thinking type person. Okay. Yeah. So we've got establish a blockchain framework. We've got a blockchain business model, blockchain network functionality. The business model I'm fascinated by. Trust and activate a blockchain, frameworks for operating it, strategic network framework, prepare the organization to transition to it, develop a blockchain governance model. That's really important.
Yeah, massive. Yeah.
And recruitment strategy, analyze. Do you guys talk about tokenomics models as well?
No, it's not a focus of the course. Obviously, it'll get a mention and whatnot, but it's separate from crypto because crypto is just a vertical of blockchain application. So as far as like how many verticals there are, there's about 20 odd identified already, from everything from medical to supply chain to everything in between. So crypto is one of them, and obviously it's going to get a good mention.
So obviously, cryptocurrency is one application of blockchain. Definitely. Well,
Yep.
what are sort of, you said? What are some of those businesses that you see like people are going to do this course and then that are, the businesses that are going to really go, let's go and hire that person from this course? Who do you think they are?
I think specific businesses will be. It's going to be very broad because it's designed to be more neutral. So it's more of a neutral course that it's not specific on one vertical. The reason for that is because most businesses have areas of their business that could be blockchain integrated, but we just need to make sure it's done in the right way and it becomes more efficient. Otherwise, all you're going to do is have another problem to your business. No one needs that.
Yep. So tell us, this is an accredited course with the government. What does that mean?
That really meant we had to jump through all the hoops with ASQA, the Australian Skills Quality Authority. So basically, you go through, you have the course lodged, they come back, it takes about 6 months or so, they let you know what other hoops you've got to jump through. We had to get a lot of industry validation from ADCA, Australian Digital Commerce Association, Civic Ledger. We got a whole lot of industry validation, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and then we really had to put all of that together inside of the framework. Australia really has one of the highest levels of education in the world. It's very well looked at, so we got it through. We just recently got through the approval.
And the students, when they come out, what do they get? What should businesses look out for? What's the the name of the
Yes. So someone will
course?
outcome is they'll get an advanced diploma of applied blockchain.
Okay.
And they'll be recognised also by ADCA as a fellow, as long as they're obviously qualifying the course.
Yep.
And out of that, that's a level 6 qualification, so it just sits under bachelor's. So we're making some inroads with a few universities also to potentially lead to pathways for higher ed as well.
Okay. And so with the course, there are others out there like Coursera, Blockchain Council, Udemy. How does it differ from those courses?
The other courses aren't accredited, so it's simply, it's kind of like if you want to become an accountant, you can go and do a 2-day course at your local rec centre, or you can go and do your CPA.
Yeah. The other aspect of that is that the short courses are very much entry level, and what we've experienced ourselves from building a blockchain project, going through that process, and also through the process of this course is. What's really dangerous in blockchain is when people know a little bit and they think they're an expert.
Yeah.
What's more dangerous is when people know a little bit more and really believe it. So unfortunately, it's great from the surface level when people get a broad understanding from short course, but the reality is I wouldn't let someone attack or have a go at a $100 million business or something like that if they've just done a few weeks of course, which is maybe 15 or 20 hours.
Yeah.
There's good content in there, but it's just not the same depth.
Yeah.
Who is behind this course? Who designed it?
Well, we reached out to an organisation. We did the whole investigative process, and the gentleman in there, his name's Marcus. He's wonderful. He's been one of the greatest connections we've made along the journey. Basically, he had a big run up when the internet came to be. So through the www phase, he took a strategic approach to that, and that's why we've taken the strategic approach now. And then he immersed himself in the blockchain space for a couple of years and put this together. So he's hit the nail on the head as far as industry and we're concerned for sure.
Yeah.
And who's teaching the course itself?
It'll go through RTOs, like registered training organisations. It'll go through universities. There'll be intensive retreats for the corporates.
Is there a place right now that people can go to? Is there a place they could buy the course today?
Not today. The first intake of students will be February.
Early next year.
Early next year.
And we've got an enrolment, Joel, if you want to bring this up, guys, if you are interested in registering your interest with the course, do check it out. Blockchain Collective here, guys, do jump on the website, register your interest for empowering enterprise educators and students for a future in blockchain. Check it out. Now, the course itself, it's open to Australians, but what about people from overseas? Can people remotely dial in?
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of different methods of delivery, one being online, one a blended experience, which will be face-to-face as well as online, and then we'll do the intensive retreats and campus-based learning as well through different entities. So depending on the organisations, there's a thing called CRICOS, which is in the formal framework of education. If they're CRICOS approved, they can deal with international students. They can also teach internationally the Australian qualification. So we've got a big year ahead of us. 2019 is going to be massive, but we're building inroads all over the place for international contacts and networks.
Now, how much does the course cost? And can you defer the fees, like, with HEX or things like that?
Well, I guess course costs are going to sort of range between, depending on whether it's all online or whether someone's going for an intensive. It could be anywhere from sort of 15 to 17,000 all the way up to 40. For the intensive retreats where they go and spend nice time on in a tropical location and have everything all inclusive and things like that. That's sort of
become a blockchain expert as well.
Well, that's right. Yeah. They're really compressing the time frames down as well. And as far as vet fee, we haven't actually gone through that process yet, so people aren't able to defer the fees yet.
Okay.
But in saying that, we are working with a couple of RTOs who are putting it on scope to deliver the course, and they're working on different funding options. So it'll be very much pay by unit.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and with the course, how long does it take to do? So you've got an online course, and then you've got the retreat. How long does the online course take, and how long does the retreat take?
It'll, again, depend on the delivery method, but you're right. Yep. So online course, on average, will probably take someone 12 months to maybe 18 months if they're dragging their feet a little.
Yeah.
But the intensive retreats are designed to compress all the theory in a short period of time, and then essentially they just do project work. And because it's a vocational-based course, like vocational education, it means that they've got to get their hands dirty and do a project. It's not about just working the theory and going, yep, I've got the concept. It's actually prove it now. So people will come out of this job ready. They'll actually be able to do it because they've already got experience in doing it.
Yep.
Okay. And so how long will that take?
Intensives, the retreats will probably be 10-day intensive, and then it might be 3 to 6 months for them to get the project work done, depending on the individual.
Yeah,
cool. And when, again, is the first intake, just to remind everyone?
February
2019.
2019.
2019, yeah.
Cool, very cool. Okay, and how did you guys sort of get involved with all of this? Like, what's your background to get involved with blockchain? Tell us the story.
Well, not in computers, certainly, but we started trading a little bit and just saw the opportunity, and then we started to do a bit of research, and I'm sure you've looked on LinkedIn and everyone's a blockchain specialist or an ICO advisor, or everyone sort of got these titles, but there was no one that actually had any formal qualifications measurable qualifications, and that was where we saw the gap in the market. We went, hang on a second, there's an opportunity here for someone, whether it's us or someone else, but there's got to be someone else running at this. And
once we poked around, we realised no one else had done anything.
So,
and because we also, as I mentioned before, we built a crypto-based blockchain project as well, and so we had the first-hand experience of filtering through so many people to find people who actually could walk the walk, not just talk it up and change their title just because they've been trading for 2 weeks.
Understand. All right, so, and right now, in terms of the market, Bitcoin currently is trading at $3,340. The bears have been trying to push the market right down. I'm interested in the correlation between some of these things and particularly the job market as well. But we'll just bring up a quick graph here of Bitcoin, Joel, if you can. We've got the chart here of, we're in a bit of a scary place maybe. We could be. Say it again.
Good time to buy.
Sorry, this is the weekly chart. No, sorry, weekly chart. Not the daily chart. Would be an intense day. And right now, we're sort of around the same range as August last year. Omar Godbol from CoinDesk, again, reporting about the relative strength index of Bitcoin is actually indicating oversold conditions. Joel, if you want to bring that up from CoinDesk. The RSI, he says, according to traditional wisdom, when the RSI dips below 30 in a bear market, it usually means the asset is oversold and bears have run out of steam.
Good.
Nice.
Let's see how we go. He does note that there is still a lot of volume in Bitcoin trading, which means that the bear market could well continue. If you want to bring up the 3-month graph, you can see here. I don't know. It doesn't look. It looks like a spicy graph to me. The other thing that's talking about right now is hash rate continues to fall, which is again very interesting. But we'll talk about that in a sec. But do you guys have sort of some, how are you guys seeing the job market and how is it impacting with the obviously the cryptocurrency market's going down, but how are you seeing the education and job market responding to that?
I reckon that. You want this one?
Yeah, sure.
Go nuts.
One of the things we've seen is that, especially last year, people heard blockchain and all they think is Bitcoin. And now there's really becoming that separation between, the applications of blockchain in everything from banking to the ASX to things like that. And I think that, the price coming down to a more realistic area is just, it's where it should be. I mean, it just blew so far it
off
just
the
went
charts.
off the charts last year, and I think now it's come back down to a reasonable area where people actually can start to look at it for an opportunity again.
And I think what it'll do is, because of that, as Austin mentioned, almost like the divorce between Bitcoin and blockchain itself, what it does is it gets everyone looking at blockchain for what it is and what it can be, as opposed to just crypto. And look, we love crypto. We're very bullish on crypto as a whole, but certainly it's good for us positioning-wise to see businesses taking blockchain very seriously, irrespective of the market conditions. So we see it to be, I think, once more and more businesses take this up, it's going to get a bit exponential.
Yeah. So the other thing right now, hash rate is declining. There's obviously talks about the energy cost, the prices. There's some statistics coming out that only some of the miners are still profitable. A website, ASICminervalue.com, is claiming that. Joel, I think you've got a screenshot here of the site saying that some of them are still only just profitable. Now, the question still here is it's not clear what the price per kilowatt hour is that the website is using to assess this information. And obviously, this is real world an issue potentially. We talked about this in our last video about the Bitcoin death spiral with Jimmy Song and how that's probably not going to play out. But is there interest in Bitcoin mining courses that you guys are seeing? Do people come to you and ask you about that?
Not really.
Not really, okay.
It's not, it hasn't, I mean, I haven't personally been asked.
I have talked to a couple of people, but not so much from the interest of doing a course, but an interest of teaching people around it. So I think there is obviously interest as people coming to them, but it's not something, mining becomes very much niched education, and I don't think it's something that would fit under a formal qualification. It's sort of outside of our space.
In terms of another thing right now, Bitcoin has taken up 55% market share in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people are saying that in order to exit most of the pairings of coins, people are going back into buying Bitcoin, they're selling their altcoins, buying back Bitcoin, and then exiting back into fiat currency. It's probably keeping the price up. We're going to talk a little bit about this in the bullish case of crypto coming up. But I was going to ask, I'm interested in that relation in the market. Do you think that as well the job market is aligned yet to that sort of bubble? Do you think they're sort of pulling off in terms of blockchain related jobs? Do you think the market's there, or is it still a while off?
I think it's getting really close. I think we're getting to the pointy end of it, and we're seeing this from conversations and meetings we're having with bigger entities, like some really big entities we've had calls and appointments with even this week, and they're expressing tremendous interest, and a lot of these are like they're large customer facing entities, and they're just getting smashed with requests and B2B stuff. So I think it's very, very bullish. I think it's going to get crazy, and it's going to happen fairly quick.
And I guess, there's obviously talk about institutions entering the space. Do you see a lot of interest from institutions entering the blockchain space? And, obviously the crash in price is probably, has it scared them off? I'm interested in, do you think there's a correlation here, or are they just still institutions charging on with blockchain?
They're
Absolutely charging on.
They're charging on.
Yeah, they're running at it. And the amount of calls and appointments we've been fielding just in the last week has been unbelievable. So
Crazy.
yeah, we're pretty excited about what's going to come out of 2019 particularly, and some of the bigger organisations are shifting to educate their people, and so there's been conversations already about that.
So just an interesting thing here. EOS of recent, it's been announced, has had a hack, and where 400,000 EOS has been hacked. 400,000 EOS. It has been confirmed by Blockchain Truth and cites the security company called PeckShield. 27 different security breaches have been found. It's around $750,000 of EOS. EOS currently trading at $1.85. And I'm just mindful here, guys, that security... Okay, we might have a little fire alarm coming through because it's only obviously a test, guys, but you may hear some noises coming on. We aren't launching anything as of yet, but we are trying. With the EOS, I was interested, do you guys have some plans on making a security course, or how is security integrated into your course?
As far as internet security related stuff?
I guess blockchain security and, dealing with wallets, dealing with the security that's required around blockchain is a new thing, right? People know how to use internet banking, they use tokens, they know how to protect their computers to some extent these days. But how does security feature in your course?
It's not specifically in this one. However, a couple of weeks back, I had another appointment with a gentleman who contacted me specifically about seeing if he could create a unit or two in that space. So it's on the cards, but it's not something that we're running at so quickly because we've actually got another course in the pipe at a diploma level as well.
Okay.
So that takes our priority, but it's certainly there, and there's someone working on content as we speak.
Awesome. Can you tell us about what the course is about?
Which one?
The new course.
The second one, it'll be more management focused as opposed to strategy focused. So it'll be more about the maintenance and ongoing operations, so it'll be on the daily as opposed to the planning and implementation.
Okay, fantastic. Now, in terms of the market right now, what do you guys think? Maybe 2018 was the year of the ICO. What are you guys seeing? A lot of interest in for 2019. What do you think it's going to be the year of?
I think it's a combination of things. I think it'll be the year of seeing which projects actually pull off what they talked about back in 2017 and 2018. And the security tokens where it's going to go, where people have actually got equity in projects.
And I think it'll be year of blockchain uptake. I'm a bit biased on that, but I really think it'll be where we'll see a big trend towards blockchain integrated businesses, or at least the eyes into it to say, okay, we've got to take this very seriously because if we don't, our competitors come along with a better solution and just knock us off the perch.
So with obviously a lot of people have a lot of. There is an argument out there that blockchain is fantastic, but the database is still very strong, and a lot of people have obviously started to explore blockchain and its use cases and things like that. Do you think that blockchain is going to overtake, or actually be the key development of 2019, or do you think still databases are going to rule?
I think personally, I think what's going to happen is blockchain only needs to go in certain areas of business. There's huge spaces where databases are the better solution, 100%. Right? But there's certain applications which are much more efficient on blockchain. And so I think it's about getting that happy medium and not trying to use blockchain to solve every solution, because it's just not. If it's put in the wrong part of business, it's actually detrimental. But if it's used correctly, it'll make things more efficient, cut out a lot of the middlemen and things that don't need to necessarily be there. So my view on that is databases are here to stay for a long time. There'll probably be a shift over the next couple of years to distributed databases, which will be just a slight variation, somewhat of a in-between ground.
In terms of next year, any plans? What are the plans for Blockchain Collective in 2019?
Expansion. Basically we're going to scale as fast as possible. But one of the important things for us is scaling and maintaining the integrity of the course and the content. So we're making sure the teachers that are coming out are actually high quality and being able to deliver up to the right standard.
Very cool. Any favorite projects you guys have right now?
Overall, I've always been a big supporter of NEM, so I'm very bullish on NEM, and Proxima X is a good one. Good time to fill the bags.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my personal view on them.
Yep.
Austin, do you have any favorite projects?
Pretty much the same. Obviously we could be biased and talk about other projects that we've either been involved in or whatever, but I think NEM is a great project. I like to see what projects are actually not just saying what they're doing and how they're actually 6 months later, a year later, actually delivering. So
fantastic.
Yeah,
awesome. And what do you think the big thing is going to be in Australia versus, say, the US and the UK? Do you have any sort of predictions on what's happening, what's going to happen next year?
You mean
Specifically just locally in Australia. There's obviously some regulation changes. The tax office is pretty clear now.
Yeah, that's good.
I think, ASIC probably needs to clean up some security token laws or whatever it may be. Anything else? Do you think there's some big law cases coming out or with these utility tokens, or do you think...
I think there'll be clear definition of the ones that get washed out because they've been just operating not a real business. And then there'll be others. It's basically what I see right now is the market being down is great because it's the time to pull the weeds, and when the market goes up, you pick the fruit. And the weeds don't survive this season, so we'll wash out a lot of this market particularly. We'll wash out a lot of the cash grabs and the stuff that probably shouldn't be around anyway.
Yeah.
And with 2019, we have I guess 2018 actually. It's not 2019 yet. We have a prediction.
Yep.
When the clock strikes 12 this year, New Year's Eve. Oh, guys, have a think about this while I bring up this next point.
Yep.
What do you think the price of Bitcoin in US dollars will be? So this is not financial advice. Please don't take any financial advice.
It's a guess, right?
It is a guess. We're stitching
guess.
all of this together to have a final year of all the guests we've had and their predictions. So
we
have a
look
think
really,
about that.
really good or really, really bad.
Well, we'll see how you go. In the meantime, guys, while you are here, we have launched the cryptocurrency courses page on Finder. You can see it. It's a great place to go. Trader Cobb still has his course there. I don't know if you guys know Craig.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Udemy, Coursera, BlockGeeks, Plurus, etc., etc. We'd love to, get you guys on the site as well. As you, we obviously continue to build your sections. But do check out that comparison there. The other thing, just as a reminder for anyone who has or wants a stocking, I get this is a tough one. A stocking stuffer. Stocking stuffer. Stocking stuffer.
Not a stutter.
Yeah. We have launched the Ultimate Guide to Cryptocurrency. It is a book you can purchase on Amazon right now in physical copy. You can download it on your Kindle. It is an e-format as well. Check it out. It's pretty much every single piece of information you need to know to start you off. It could be a good companion to the course potentially. But do check it out. It is written by the guys here at Finder who work tirelessly on this stuff. So coming back, guys, to finish up, tell us what is your prediction, the Bitcoin price, 2018. It's midnight. Austin, do you want to start?
No, you start,
Nathan, go for it.
Well, 12 o'clock midnight, when the clock turns, it's going to turn into a pumpkin. So, no, I'd say it's going to, my price prediction is going to be, I would say 6432.
Just 6432.
I'm just total wild guess.
6432, okay, yep. And Austin?
I'll say 5,321.
5,321.
As you can tell, we
not
pulled those
financially.
numbers out.
No,
Those,
if it hits that number, that's...
we win the money shot.
Right?
We win the money. Guys, do check out and do follow along. You can see the Blockchain Collective. Register your interest. Subscribe, obviously, guys, to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Nathan and Austin, for coming on the Daily Exchange. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow again with the doctor himself, Mr. Craig Wright. Guys,
Awesome.
See you guys tomorrow.
See you later.
Yeah.